All right, we are live. I'm super excited for the workshop today. I'm going to let people pop on. I'm going to open up my notes here. As we do that, super, oh, somebody's on. If you are popping on, say hello below. Let me know in the chat section who you are and where you're watching from. Let's do it. Who are you and where are you watching? What's up, Kaylina, baby? Tell them where you are, baby. I love it. Yes, 4 people are on. Let's get it. Go ahead and pop on who you are and where you are watching from. Yes, Kim from Louisville. Port Angeles. Is that, what's WA? Is that Washington? Okay. I'm excited. All right, we're about to get it going. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. I have a few more people. What's up, Amanda? North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Is that where that's from? Okay, I'm going to go live on Facebook as well for just a second. I'm excited for this workshop. I'm not staying on live Facebook, but I'm going to start here. Yes, y'all, yes. All right, so I want everyone in the chat section to just type maybe a little intention of why you are here. Thanks, Kaylina. New vibe. I want everyone to just pop down below. Why are you here? This is a workshop for empaths. Are you here for yourself? Are you a highly sensitive person? Are you here for tools? Have you been struggling? Are you a parent? Are you looking for tools for your kid? What is it? Why are you here today? All right, what's up, you guys? So on Facebook, letting you guys know that I am doing a live empath embodiment workshop on YouTube right now with all my lovers on here. Super excited. I'm going to do a little bit of the intro here, and then I'm going to direct you guys over to YouTube if you're not already on here, and I'm going to close this out because this is exclusive. This is donation-based, so, let me see. Let me put that below real quick. If you want to donate on Venmo is at Chloe, CHLOE, DEV. If you send a minimum of $33, if you send that, you'll gain access to the lifetime of the replay, and you get exclusive guided meditation with sound healing and Reiki energy healing. So that's exciting. That's going to be a good one. So, all right, my lovers, my empaths, hi, my sensitives. I am so excited. Oh, I asked for some intention, so here's one. I'm here for myself and to better support my sisters around the globe. I am highly sensitive, and I've looked at it as a negative in the past, and now I'm trying to change my mindset and embrace it. Absolutely. I'm just going to go ahead and dive in a little bit. That's a beautiful intention for why you're here. Same, like I have been highly sensitive. I've been an empath my whole life. And I didn't know what it was. I thought I was just, when you're a kid, people will be like, you're so sensitive, or you're so emotional, or quit crying all the time, or like, I know for me, this is like kind of weird, but it's something that I found out like after, I moved through life a little bit. But like my dad would always like tell me, like when I would get in a moody situation, he'd be like, go take a shower. And I would like fight him on it. And I would hate taking showers. And it wasn't because I was dirty, but come to find out, I'm a highly sensitive person, and like getting in the shower, the initial getting into it was like, oh, this is so much. It was overwhelming. It was cold. It was hot. It was too much. And then I was just like a kid as well who wants to stop what they're doing to take a shower. But then every time I would go and take a shower, I would feel so much better. And he would always say, see, I told you so. So now he even says that to my daughter, like, look, Lumi, you're having, like, my daughter, you're having an emotional breakdown. Go take a bath, give her a shower, all the things. So like little things like that throughout your childhood, maybe like oversensitivity going to the mall. I'll tell you what, when I was in college, I was in a huge anxiety and depression like stage of my life, super sensitive, super vulnerable. I could not go to the mall. Like I would break down. I would have anxiety attacks. I would like go to get ready and like get all my clothes and do all the things. And then I would break down in my closet and be like, I can't do it. I can't go. I'm scared. I'm fearful. Or I would just know that when I go into this big crowd, I'm going to come home and feel like absolute crap, because empaths take on their surroundings if they are not properly shielding themselves. So that's why I really felt called to do this workshop, because in 2020, if you don't know, we are in chaos. We are in a shift into the new age, a new paradigm. And with that, like things are breaking down all around us. Our lives are completely changing. Our roots of stability are uprooted. We are just out here winging it, if you will. So with that, like, for example, I live in Louisville, Kentucky, where the Breonna Taylor trials are happening, where the riots are happening, Corona is still happening. So the energy is super, super high, especially being an empathetic or a highly sensitive person. And what called me to do this was the night that the trials happened, I couldn't sleep. Like my whole body was rigid. Like I felt so much pain in my physical shell. I was anxious. I was stressed. I didn't know why. I just didn't put the two together. Like, okay, this is happening over here. I'm just feeling like shit. And I had to come to this realization. Like, actually, it was my partner. She was like, yo, do you realize that like all this shit's happening? I'm like, oh, I mean, yeah, I know, right? But I didn't think that's affecting my energy, because I wasn't like thinking I was allowing it to, if you will. So that night, I was up from 2 a.m. to about 6. My daughter was up all night with night terrors and nightmares, and she's only that way if she's feeling super sensitive to the energy around her. Okay? If I wouldn't have known tools or anything like that, I would have just been ass out, probably sick. My daughter would have been sick and upset, and like I would have been like overwhelmed with her not sleeping. But I knew what was up. And I used my tools. When she got up the next day, I used the tools that I used for her, and we'll be talking about this in the workshop. What helps you feel centered and rooted in who you are, and so you can stay feeling good and use all those gifts for the betterment of the world. We are here as empaths to be a part of this new age. We're here to show how to be compassionate, how to hold space for people, how to love people. There are some people, believe it or not, walking this earth that certifiably do not have empathy. They don't know how to feel for others. The definition of empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings of another. There are people on this earth that do not have that trait. So the fact that you do is a gift. And I know we're taught that sensitivity is weak. We're taught that being emotional is weak. That's not the case. This is actually a very, very beautiful gift that you have. And you're here to use it. You're here to share this with the other people on this earth, right? We're here to help people feel more deeply. We're here to help people feel heard, seen, and felt. And I know right now you might not feel that way in your life, because people don't understand all the time when you're highly sensitive. They just think you need to suck it up and get over it because life, right? But no, we're going to unravel that. I actually had a reading done the other day, and they were telling me to protect my daughter and her gifts. And they were like, my guides were like, we don't want what happened to you to happen to her. And what that means is a lot of times, you guys, we are shut off to our sensitivities. in the society. When we're being raised by our parents that are busy working, trying to survive, they're like, yo, we don't have time for that. Suck it up. We can't turn everything off or do all of this just because you're having a bad day. No. And so you start to think something's wrong with you, and you start shutting those gifts off. You start saying, oh, I didn't see anything. Like if you're clairvoyant and you're seeing shadows or spirits or whatever. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm crazy. And then you start to believe it, and then you don't see it anymore. Or you hear things that people don't hear. And then people are like, I didn't hear anything. And then you just believe that. And then you believe that you don't hear past what normal people can hear. Yes, you guys are feeling this. I love it. I will say for my Facebook following, okay, I am now going to shut this off. If you feel like you need these tools, okay, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and hop over to my YouTube, okay? I'm going to put that link to register and like find the YouTube and all that stuff right here below. So you can find us. We're over here partying, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway, okay, for the people that are on YouTube. So you got to be on YouTube. So you got to come over and subscribe and all the things. So Empath, Embodiment, boom. All right. I love you, Facebook. You know, this is my live vibes are where that's my lovers right here. So I hope you guys come over because this is where I'm going to be doing things. Okay. Goodbye. All right. That was fun. Cute, right? They're gone. They're come over here now. All right. Okay. Perfection. We have 6 people on here now. That's really good for YouTube. Okay. So as I was saying, I don't want you guys to shut off your gifts. I don't want you to feel weak in your gifts. I want you to hone in on your gifts and cultivate the tools that you need to feel empowered in your empathetic gifts so that you can take all of this and use it towards where we're moving as a society, as a collective. Okay? The world is breaking down around us. The divine feminine is rising. The matriarch is rising. We are learning to put things away from all of our wounds, and we're learning to walk with our wounds. We are learning to walk with faith, walk with bigger visions for ourselves, let go of things. So it's really up in the air right now. So if you're highly sensitive and empathetic and you're up in the air too, you're going to feel it all come crashing in like a huge tsunami, okay? Think about it. If you're a tree, right, and you're uprooted, and the weatherman says, hey, a tsunami's coming, boom, you're not rooted. That's the first time the little wind blows. You're out of here, baby. Okay? That's what we need to cultivate here as empaths. We need to figure out how to root ourselves, how to protect our energy, how to shield ourselves from the environment around us in a healthy way so we're not bypassing life. We need to feel. We need to let it in order to use our gifts. But we have to let it in with boundaries. Okay? We have to learn how to cleanse our energy, protect it, ground it, all the things. Let's read some of these comments real quick before I really go in. Let's see. Amanda, here to learn about empath tools. I need all of them, especially where I am now. Absolutely. I'm here to feel your live energy and get some tools. Yes, Kim. I'm highly sensitive and want to know where it's coming from. My daughter is also the same way, and I'd like to figure out how to deal with her emotions. Absolutely. Oh, I thought my internet just had a little ditty. That's me. So cute. I love it. Keep talking to me down here in the chat because I just want to keep on the energy going. Okay. So the definition of an empath, I didn't really know how I felt about it, but it's in parentheses on Google, chiefly in science fiction, a person with the paranormal ability to apprehend the mental or emotional state of another individual. Science fiction, though. This is not fake. I can easily walk into a room and feel where there's someone that has a big old rain cloud over them. That's if you don't, I should talk about that. If you aren't aware of your gifts or what it really means to be empathetic, you can sense the energy around you, the subtle energy around you. So when you walk into a room, if you can feel the rain clouds, and this is an easy way to explain it to your babies if you're trying to get to understand them. And a lot of times, if you're trying to get to understand your kids or yourself, right? Because a lot of this is going to be reparenting your inner child. I want you to know that. And I do a lot of work with inner child healing. So reach out to me outside of this. But if you can, once again, ask yourself, when I walk into a room, can I sense the energy? Can I feel the emotions of the room? Can I feel the audio of the room, right? If it's super loud, can you like feel it in your body? Can you sense it in your body? It might not be a feeling. You might be another gift. You might be clairvoyant where you see, or clairaudient where you hear. I'm clairsentient where I feel everything as a physical symptom of my body. You might have all of these things. You might be all of the clairs. You might have all of your senses heightened, right? It just depends. You got to ask yourself. That's not what we're here for, though, so I'm going to keep it moving. If you want to get in tune with your gifts, once again, reach out to me. But with the empathy, there's another definition that I wanted to read here. Empaths take the experience of highly sensitive people further. So highly sensitive people have their senses, their 5 senses are heightened. So when things come in, it's a lot louder than it would be for somebody else. An empath takes it further. We can sense subtle energy, the Shakti, the prana. We absorb this energy in our own bodies. It allows us to experience the energies around us in extremely deep ways. We energetically internalize the feelings, the pain, the various physical sensations from others. Yes, Amanda's saying yes, it's a whole vibe, aura and energy. Absolutely. It's there. So when it says science fiction, I'm like, really? Just because you haven't felt it or dealt with it, now it's fake? Okay, whatever. There are many different ways you can be empathetic. You can take on the energy of people's physical symptoms, emotional. You can be an intuitive empath where you just kind of like know things, telepathic where you can like hear what other people are thinking, or they can send you things from their mind. I feel like all women are telepathic with their friends. Like, the eyes give it away. You can be a dream, mediumship, plants, animals, food. You can be an empath for it all. Okay. I feel like I have a little twinge of it all. I can feel the energy of everything that I come in contact with, even this freaking wall. Literally, the walls of your home carry energy. Everything carries energy because life force energy. Okay. Life force energy, chi, ki, prana, whatever translation you want to hear it as. Life force energy is the energy that flows through us all and connects us all. If you break us down in atoms, molecules, smaller, we are vibrating as energy. Okay. That energy is life force energy. It's like the connective tissue, the skin of the body of one, the collective. Can I get some amens if y'all are understanding what I'm saying here? Okay. Something else I wanted to touch on. If you're empathetic, if you do not have a handle on your gifts or are protecting yourself, grounding yourself down, yada, 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 you might feel overwhelmed. You might feel fatigued, stressed. You might be diagnosed with things like fibromyalgia, right? Like for me, I'm clairsentient. I feel deeply everything. My senses, like everything, sometimes to the touch. I'm super, super sensitive to the point where my partner, who is a massage therapist, was like, do you think that you might have fibromyalgia where your nerves are exposed, right? If your nerves are exposed, imagine how sensitive that would feel to touch. It would hurt. Yeah. And I was saying, I told her, no, I don't think I have that. I might, if I go to the doctor, I might be diagnosed as that, but I don't believe that I have that. I believe I'm super sensitive, and I believe I'm empathetic, and I believe that's how I perceive my gifts. And when I take in those gifts, I've helped so many people heal their wounds by being able to empathize with them and understand where it's coming from and help them surface that. Okay, so your gifts are very powerful in this world. Yes, my girls are feeling this. I love it. Okay. Trying to get through this in a timely fashion. All right, so that's basically what we're saying. Like, we have the idea of what an empath is and where it can lead you if you don't have the tools. So now we're going to start talking about the tools. I'm going to say number one. One of the most important things that I learned about myself was shielding, setting sacred space. This is something that my mentor has drilled in my head, okay? Setting sacred space and shielding, you know, they're slightly different, but we're going to talk about it in the light of shielding. But basically what I mean is you have to be able to, because we're empaths, we are taking on the subtle energy. And I think I forgot to mention that. Your subtle energetic field, the electromagnetic field all around you, it's about 6 feet all around you. Okay? Woo! My energy is, right? Okay. So you've got to protect all of that, not just this. You got to protect your bubble, girl, your bubble. Okay? So shielding was taught to me in a lot of different ways. So if you have no spiritual practice whatsoever, okay, come on. If you have no spiritual practice whatsoever, it might be a little strange, some of the techniques that I am going to teach tonight, because a lot of them require guided meditation, visualization practices. So what do I mean by that? Use your imagination. Your visualization practice is just using your imagination. If you haven't used your imagination in a while, since childhood, you might have to practice at it a little bit. But until then, you just practice it and you'll start to notice things are changing. You'll start to see the shifts. I always tell everyone I know, anywhere your imagination goes, your energy flows. Okay? And I say that impeccably. So like if you're thinking of all the scenarios of how life could go wrong, your energy is flowing there, law of attraction. Okay? So same with feeling good and thinking positive things and calling in positive energy around you. The energy is going to flow that way. So when we're calling in shielding, it's literally what it sounds like. You are going to sit down. Oh, I need to say this too. With these visualizations that I'm going to go over, I did an extra bonus ditty for the people that wanted to do this workshop. And tonight at midnight, I have videos that are going to premiere on this YouTube channel that are guided meditations from me. I know people have been really wanting my guided meditations, and I just got out of my head and I did it for y'all. But I did it in regards to what we're talking about tonight. So shielding is, so as I do these guided meditation blips, like little bullet points, don't feel like you need to have it super grounded. You're going to have access to the guided meditations for this. For shielding, it's going to be a little different. It's not necessarily a guided meditation that I recorded, but you'll have a lot of guided meditations to go off of to do the same thing, if that makes sense. And I might just go ahead and do a shielding meditation. Okay. All right. But basically, you're going to want to get to a quiet space. This can take less than 5 minutes, less than a minute even. And I want you to, when I say set sacred space, and I want you to think of your protective bubble and start with that if you need to. What does let your imagination go. When I say set a sacred space, what do you think of, right? Think of whatever comes to you, whatever shape, but put a bubble around you. And in that bubble, you want to fill it up with light. A white light, a pink light is super nurturing. Source light, divine light, universe's light, protective light. However you need to word it so that your energy can flow there, that's what needs to happen. Okay? So this energetic shield can evolve into anything that you and your guides and your spirit team and yourself want to vibe with. My mentor guided me, and this is how I've been practicing shielding. I've been calling in my guides to help me co-create my shields. Much more powerful that way if you do co-creation with something bigger than you that you believe in. I'm not going to get into all that because that's not what we're here for. But if you're vibing with me, you know to call on your guides to co-create. Your guides can help you co-create a shield that you might not have ever thought of. Okay. And what I mean by that, like I have like 3 different shields. I'm pretty sure my mentor has like a million. But a shield can look at different for whatever you're trying to do. And I'm going to give you my favorite example. And this is something you can use with your kids. If you've ever seen the movie Big Daddy with Adam Sandler, I believe it's Big Daddy, where he takes in that little boy. And the little boy's shy. So he gives him sunglasses to go out into the world. If you've ever seen the movie, let me know. But he puts on these sunglasses and he feels more confident and stronger to go out into the world because he told him that when he wears the glasses, people can't see him. Okay. I also have a similar shielding technique where I wear glasses out in public and things like that to keep me from taking in too much and keep people kind of out. All right. You can do the same thing. Yes, I feel like I shield myself without even realizing it. You do. And you want to let your co-created shields come into all different situations, all different like scenarios, right? I might have a shield, like I do. I have a shield for when I'm around low vibration people. When I'm around people that are gossiping or just like make me feel like I put a specific shield on. Okay. And that shield, I'll just go ahead and be vulnerable and tell y'all, that shield is my angelic power suit shield. This is given to me directly from my guide, so don't be making fun of it. But it's this like white, when I imagine it, it's this like white power suit. Okay, can you imagine Chloe in a power suit? Yes, girl. With my angel wings, because I believe that my soul is from the angelic realm. And when I'm around low vibration people, this shield is asked, I call upon it. It comes on, I visualize it, putting my suit on, putting my wings up, my light is pressed out, it's protected, it's shielded, and I know that shield's functions are to help protect me from low vibration people and keep me in my vibe. I have other shields as well. The other shield I have just originally what I started with because I couldn't get my ego out of the creation process. I just had a bubble of light around me. And I would call on my bubble of light and say, only the most enlightened beings, energy, wisdom is welcome in this space. Everything else is casted out with love and light. Only what's for my highest good is welcome in this bubble. So basically in your shield, you say what is welcome in your energy bubble and what is not welcome in your energy bubble and whatever functions, whatever other functions you need it to do. Okay, that's shielding. It is a very imaginative process, but I can vouch that it really does work. And even if it's just your imagination, okay, it works. It'll build your confidence up to walk through a room that you need to walk through. Because here's the thing with empaths and highly sensitive people. Often we shut ourselves off. We isolate from life. We become hermits. And we suffer. We need people, we need tribe, we need to be able to function in society. That was one of the first things me and my mentor started working on. She was like, you're super sensitive, you're super gifted, but we got to get you out into the world, sister. I'm like, you're right, because I like put myself in a cocoon to keep myself safe. Yes, you love that movie. I'm so happy that someone else understood what I was talking about. Yes, preparing, protecting our energy. Absolutely. Positively. So just really simply, if you want a very simple shield, go into a meditation space in your mind, set sacred space, set a bubble around you and fill it with white or pink light, gold light, whatever light you are vibing with. Fill it with that light and set the intention that only love and light, the positive things are welcome to be experienced in this bubble. Anything else is not welcome here, period. It's not welcome here. It's just not. Anytime I send off negative energy, being an energy healer, and just being like conscious, I don't want to just bounce negative energy back into the universe because it's going to go somewhere. What I do is I ask that energy that's trying to come in, be transmuted into new love and light. And that healing that just took place in that transmutation is sent back out into the universe with my intention for someone else to heal, because everyone's walking around with the same wounds, y'all. Okay. All right. So there's that. Do you guys have any questions on the shielding technique? Let me know. This is going to go all over the place. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. It's how I roll. It's how we going to go. Okay. Another thing that I believe is super important for empaths and highly sensitive people, and something that I have to remind myself to practice all the time, is earthing and grounding myself. And a lot of people say, well, what's grounding? What's earthing? It's coming into your body, into this breath, into this moment. Bringing your thoughts, bringing your energy, your emotions, everything here. Because most of the time when we're stressed, in anxiety and depression, if we're in anxiety, we're thinking about some shit that ain't even happened. If we're depressed, we're thinking about some shit that happened in the past. If we're like stressed out, we're not right here. Well, we might be, depending on what's going on. But generally, you need to ground yourself down to create more space within yourself to deal with what's going on around you. Okay? I am not a spiritual bypasser where I'm like, oh, let's be positive. No, we're going to walk through the shadows with some strength and some integrity and some empowered vibes. Okay? Like, we walk through shadows around here. This saves me every day. I can tell a huge difference when I'm not prioritizing grounding. Absolutely, Amanda. I literally ground myself probably 50 times an hour, especially when I'm not feeling good. I'm always grounding myself. I'm always coming into my roots. So I want to teach you a little rooting, what earthing is, or how to do it really quickly. The quickest way you can earth or ground yourself is go outside and get into nature. Okay? Take it further, put your bare feet in grass, okay, on Mother Earth, not concrete, on Mother Earth. Those are really, really beautiful ways to ground or earth yourself. Scientifically, it lowers your blood pressure and it relieves stress. It brings you into a balanced state, scientifically. So get out there and put your feet in the earth. If you are in work or in a chaotic mall or something and you can't get to earth, that's okay. You can bring earth to you through visualization. All of Earth's elements are always available to you right within. The earth is in our roots. The water is in our emotions. The fire is that energy that lets us get it done and purifies us. It's that inner light that you radiate. And the air are your thoughts, your intuition, all of that. Your words, communication, all of that. The elements are always right within. You can call on them in any guided meditation. So with the earthing, the rooting visualization meditation, that will be one that is available on the YouTube channel for streaming. You can stream it anytime. All you do is you go quickly into a meditation and you start to visualize yourself as a tree, and you send roots, imaginary roots, down from your pelvic floor, your sits bones, your feet, down into the earth beneath you. Okay, it's really sweet. I love that meditation. I've used it forever. I use it all the time to ground my clients for sessions. So that's going to be a fun one for you to have on hand. You can use it all the time whenever you need it. So there's that. You can even visualize you putting your feet into the earth. I mean, it's really simple. Don't make it hard. Another thing to root and earth yourself is bringing your awareness to your feet. Super simple. Maybe give yourself a foot massage. If you can't bring your thoughts and all of this, your emotions, down into your feet, just massage your feet. You will start thinking about your feet because you're rubbing them. Okay? Get out of your fears and into your feet is what I've heard it said as. I love it. Let's see here. tidbit here I just saw in my notes. I've read that Tylenol, acetaminophen, the medicine, is actually, it'll decrease your empathetic gifts. Didn't know that. It numbs you. So that makes sense. Just saw that in my notes and thought that would be a fun little fact to share. A lot of the things like antidepressants, anti-anxiety, all of those things, they are useful for people that are sensitive and things like that, but they are also numbing the gifts. So there's like a little catch-22. It will help you like figure out and hone in, but it'll also diminish them. So it's like, what do you value, I guess? And then that's how you would make your choice on how you move, if that makes sense. Okay. Another thing, it's really hard to feel grounded in your body when your body feels like shit. So my highly sensitive lovers and my empaths, you've got to take care of your body. You've got to take care of your adrenal function. You've got to make sure that you're not just living out of exhaustion and stress and dis-ease all the time. Yes, Kaylina. Same, girl, same. Same. I will say that too. I'm going to say it. So Kaylina said that's the exact reason why I don't take medicine. I'd rather work through my anxiety. And I'm going to reiterate this at the end again, but I'm going to say it right now. When we are empathetic or highly sensitive, what happens is when we're taking on the world around us, the world around us is going to play on our inner wounds and triggers. So that's why you might not know that you're even highly sensitive or empathetic, because it's going to start fucking with you and your personal problems. Okay? It's not going to just come for you and it's going to pop in. It might, but most likely it's going to come in and mess with what you already have going on. So to be more and feel more in control of your gifts, you've got to do inner work and shadow work, and you've got to face your triggers and all of these emotional wounds that you have so that you can understand when they're being played on through your empathetic gifts. So they're not taking over you all the time. Like, I don't know how many times in my life I've fallen into a pattern just because I was around somebody that was going through the same pattern, and I fall into my own shit. What? That's not fair. I mean, I learned stuff while I'm there, right? But I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to go through that. If I would have just done my work, I would have been aware of that shadow, and I would have called it out by its name and been like, we ain't going there today, because we're just not, right? Okay. But we're going to talk about that later, because I do want to say, like, if you want to do that inner work, that's what we do in Chloe Devin world, okay? So you can come on over and we can work that out. Cool? All right. So back to the adrenal fatigue, and that's going to come down to, too, watching your stress levels. Like, these are all things that you can do to make sure that you're taking care of your body adrenal fatigue solutions, okay? So let's go. Number 1 would be eating a whole food diet. What I mean by that is stop, like, I am not a perfect eater. I'm going to tell you that right now. But when I eat like poop, and when I eat a lot of processed foods, fats, or a lot of processed foods, carbs, sugars, fatty stuff, I am extra sensitive because I feel like shit. And so therefore my inner shadows are louder, and therefore the world around me is louder. So when I eat better and I'm feeling better about myself, my energy is higher. I'm not available for as much bullshit. It's the law of attraction, y'all. I also have a training on that. Okay. I am not, there's no shame in my plug, because I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help y'all out. Watching salt, eating fresh foods, not from a package, staying on the parameters of the grocery store, that whole type of vibe. Gentle exercise. So if you are a woman on here, I want to say too, looking into your hormonal health as well will help with your sensitivity. And the book that I read for that was In the Flow by Alisa Vitti. Very knowledgeable, good stuff. And I didn't really change my whole lifestyle. I just made sure that I was like incorporating some things to help me balance out myself as I cycle, as I flow. feel like I just heard something. And in that book is where I learned, and not only from that, but from just personal experience, if you work out for over 30 minutes, depending on who you are, right? But after that 30 minutes, your body kind of kicks into fight or flight. Okay, that's going to release the stress hormone, cortisol, right? And if that's like going through, it is cortisol. And if it is it cortisol? I think it is. Don't quote me. It's the stress hormone, y'all. Okay. And if your body's stressed out, you're gonna go into adrenal fatigue. That's you just are. So watch how you're working out. If you're pushing yourself way too hard, way too far, chances are you're gonna be more sensitive. Okay. You're gonna be exhausted and you're gonna throw your body into fight or flight, and it's gonna be overworking. Okay. You don't need to do that. You do need to move your body, but you don't have to like fuck it up. Okay. Love yourself. Meditation for this. You can get blood tests for cortisol and get like a supplement to help with that. Resting a lot. That's going to help a lot. It's going to bring your stress levels down. B vitamins, C vitamins. Eliminate energy vampires and set boundaries. This is a huge one for sensitive and empathetic people. We're empathetic and we're sensitive, we're emotional, so it's hard for us to set boundaries because people don't like that, especially when they've been getting over on us for a long time, okay? But what I will say is when you start coming into who you are and what you value and your well-being, you've got to set boundaries. You've got to learn how to assert yourself in that way. And yes, people are going to get mad because they are no longer served by you, but that's okay. They'll come around if they're meant to be in your life. If not, do you really want a person around you that doesn't care that you're trying to be better for yourself? No. So set the boundary and cut that shit out. But really, you've got to be aware of what drains your energy. What drains your energy? Who drains your energy? And have the self-worth about yourself to set that boundary and protect your energy. You don't have to put yourself in situations that don't feel good. You don't. There are situations that don't feel good, and you can't just walk through life feeling great all the time. That's not life. That's not living. That's not learning. We're here to learn lessons. But if it's just like you can't do it, or you're not, you don't have the tools nailed down enough to be around that person or that thing or whatever, you owe it to yourself. Okay? But I will say, walking your life with your triggers is a lot more liberated feeling, right? So learning how to walk with them and not in a, like, you don't want to go, this is all in balance, right? There's balance to everything. But when you learn to walk with your triggers in a non-toxic way, you learn things about yourself and you liberate yourself from having to isolate yourself all the time. I don't want you to think, okay, boundaries, to the point where you're sitting in the room by yourself all the time and you don't feel safe to go out into public or around people. Like, no, that's not what we're doing here, right? So there's that. Be kind to yourself. Stay positive. You only have control of your attitude. That's really all we have control of. So when I say this is like, you have a choice to be stressed out. Okay. If you're in hell, you might as well relax, baby. Okay. Learn your lesson while you're there and feel into it. Walk with your shadows. Learn how to live with them. If you're my girls from Illumination and we work together, you know what I mean. And if you're not, come holler at me. Let's do some ego work. Let's figure out your inner children, all the things. But really, you have control of your inner world, and that's about it. So if you can walk through life at a more relaxed state, and choosing what you react to or observing yourself before you react so that you can make an educated decision on how you want to react, it will really help your stress levels because you're going to not be so reactive in creating all of these like volcanic situations that you have to like clean up after and all this stuff. Try to calm yourself down, take a deep breath if you can before you react, and just try to like pull yourself into a place where you're observing what's going on and taking it in and processing it and then addressing it. Okay? Oh, move your body. Okay, those are some adrenal fatigue things. The main thing is like getting your like health under control, like eating good, breathing, drinking water. Those things are really vital to making sure you're not in stress. Breathing is going to be a huge one today. Just taking you don't have to know like breath technique to breathe. Breathe. Take a big full breath. Bring awareness to your breath and it will change the way you breathe, because you'll be like, holy shit, I'm not inhaling. I'm not even exhaling. Oh my gosh, I'm not breathing. I'm holding my breath. So when you bring awareness to it, you'll take a big deep breath and you'll just start to think about it more, right? All through my day, if I feel myself go, if my emotions are starting to creep in, my thoughts, or things are just getting overwhelming, I will take a deep breath. And I think of it as kind of like a coming back to my own energy, back to my bubble. I come back within, okay? Does anyone have any questions so far? We are blowing through this, but we only have 15 minutes and we still have some more stuff to go through. So if you have any questions coming up, make sure you're typing them in the comments and I will address them before we end. So, all right, I'm just gonna like kind of go down a list of like things that I like jolted out, like of that things that I do to really just check in with myself all the time. So if you feel like you walk into a room and your empathy is like, and you just need to like close off, whatever. Or if you feel like you went somewhere or whatever, if you're going through your day and you're feeling high stress, high anxiety, all these things, your thoughts are all over the place, get into the habit. Okay, this is really important, really crucial. Get into the habit of asking, is this even mine? Ask yourself, is this mine? When you start asking yourself questions and getting curious and wondering, you're going to get answers. You're going to get answers. You're going to get answers. You won't ever ask a question where you will not get an answer. You might not get it in the way you want it or right there, but it's going to come. Okay, so asking, is this energy mine? And I love to do what I call sources honey meditation to kind of make sure that it's just me and source up in there, right? Of course, we are all one. Our energy is all connected. But you know what I mean. You got to come in, okay? See what you're picking up from the outside world. So with that meditation, I'm going to go over it quickly, but it's another one that you'll get access to at midnight on my YouTube channel. This life force energy healing sources honey, I don't even know what I titled it, but I normally call it sources honey energy healing meditation. I just come into my sacred space, into my bubble, into my shield. And then I think of source light, the divine love and wisdom that's all around and within me. I think of it pouring down into my being like warm honey, into the crown of my head, into my mind, into my face. And I let it cleanse me and fill me up. Every crevice, every nook and cranny, everything of my body, all the way down to my feet and out into my roots that are past my feet, into the earth. And I fill myself up with that light and love. And that way I know it's just me and source up in there, right? And that's not really even like a true factual type of statement. Because like I said, we're all strung together as one. But you'll be able to be more impeccable about your bubble, if that makes sense, as opposed to what's come into your bubble. You'll also notice, like with that, like if you notice that you have a subtle shift in your body or in your emotions when you come in contact with other people or environments, you need to do something in that moment to cleanse your energy. Do that source honey visualization or come into your roots or shield up, right? Whatever practice that you're feeling called to in that moment. And also heal the issues that you have, because other people's wounds will play on yours, period. Other people's wounds will always play on your wounds because you're here to learn. Relationships and people around you are meant to trigger you because they're here to teach you about yourself. It's a mirror. It's a mirror. It's a mirror. It's a mirror. Okay. Breath work. Okay. Big breaths. Big breaths. With the breath work, you can even bring the light, like bring your inhales deep into your belly. And when you exhale, imagine the toxicity or that energy that's not serving you or whatever it is. Imagine exhaling that energy out of your lumbar spine. Your lumbar spine is your lower back, okay? Your lower back. Think about exhaling that energy out between those vertebrae, okay? Let's see. You can even say, return to cinder, return to Mother Earth. You can chant it out. I release you. You're not welcome here. Whatever it is, that's going to get you in the vibe of like, get out of my energy. This is mine. I need to feel good right now. Boundaries, stepping away from what's bothering you, like literally getting 20 feet away is what they say, like stepping out of the room, out of the house, whatever it is, so that you can come back to your energy and then you can go back in if you feel good, okay? I know I spoke up to this in the beginning, but I'm going to say it again. If you're feeling super emotional or anything like that, getting into a bath, soaking in bath, or even a shower works too. You can think about the shower and you can set the intention that that water is washing away any energy or emotions or thoughts that are not serving you and washing them back down the drain. I really like to suggest doing a Epsom salt soak. The magnesium in the Epsom salt helps with anxiety and things like that. It also helps with like swelling of your physical body. So if you're a clairsentient person like me and you feel, it really is going to help you feel better. So getting into that water also will help you remind your body, your being, of being in the womb, the safest, most peaceful place ever. So get into womb-like spaces, maybe cuddling up under a weighted blanket or getting into water, things like that. All right. Let's see. There's also cord cutting visualizations. I'm sure people have heard of cord cutting. Cord cutting is when you want to separate your energy from you and something else or someone else. I've also recorded that. That's another guided meditation. I won't go too far into that because I believe you should be guided in that for sure. Once you know what it is, you can do it all. You can do it yourself all the time, but that's a lot of detail. So the cord cutting meditation will be available after this. And that's basically you imagining cutting the energetic cords between you and that person. And I really want to tell you to make sure that you fill that space that was the cord with love and light and send that person off with love and light, or that thing or whatever it is. You don't want to just leave a vacant hole, and knowing too that energetic cords reattach. So you'll have to do it probably multiple times. Spending time in nature, earthing, I said that already. Get plenty of sleep. Your bedroom needs to be a sacred space for sleep. Like TVs, cell phones, all of that external factors should not be there. Get off of social media, empaths, highly sensitive people. It's too much. You're taking it on, girl. Unless you're shielding yourself, create a shield for social media if you're going to be on there. All right. So learning how to get really present in your body, grounding down, being present is going to help you feel the most protected. You will feel mostly protected when you're super present. If you're all scattered in the present, in the past, and the future, and all these things, you're not here to protect yourself, sister. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you can get more present and learn more practices that help you stay present throughout your day, it will help you be less vulnerable to the energy all around you as well. How are you guys feeling with these tools so far? Do you feel like these are things that are helping you? Do you feel like, these are tools that you haven't heard of yet, or maybe you have and you've forgotten to use them? Let me know in the comments below because I do want some feedback on that. Another thing, yay, Amanda says so many good golden nuggets. Yes. If you feel like, the toxicity has taken over, I want you to do a heart-centered meditation. Once again, I don't think I did this one. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. You don't need me for this. A heart meditation, you can bring your hand to your heart. It's like 3 minutes or less. Bring your hand to your heart, and I want you to just focus on something that you have gratitude for, or something that you love, or an experience that you loved. Or if it's hard for you to find that love energy within your own experiences, maybe a movie helped you felt it, or maybe you've noticed where someone else has felt it and that you can kind of embody it. Bring that embodiment into the heart and send that light and love all through your body, all through your being. Because where love is, fear can't be. Where light is, dark can't be. That's science. You know what I'm saying? So shine the light on it and let yourself, yay, great tools. I'm glad. Shine the light on it and let yourself feel filled up with love so you can get into a better frequency, right? So you're not, law of attraction, y'all. If you're in a higher vibration, you are less magnetic for the bullshit down here. Okay? That's just law of attraction. All right? Obviously, getting your mindset is going to help a lot as well, because if you're always ruminating on negative thoughts or negative scenarios or thinking about what could or should or won't or whatever, you are just putting out that energy out into the world. You are just being that frequency. Like if you had an odor, it would be that. And so you're going to attract those things. And it also is going to increase your stress hormone in your body. You're going to be giving off the stress hormone to your body with those thoughts over and over and over again. It's going to make you age more. It's going to make your immune system go down. You're going to create stress and dis-ease in your body and in your life. And you are eventually, it could turn into physical disease. Okay. Trapped emotions, all that stuff is the cause of all of that. Dis-ease, disease. Okay. If you are thinking positively, same thing. You're going to boost the flow of endorphins. You're going to feel better. You're going to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to vibe. Okay. I think we're almost done here. Look at us. Okay. So I do want to talk a little bit about, okay, we did the shower meditation, letting the water wash away all the negative things. If you want to use crystals or stones, right, they're pieces of the earth. So if you want to carry around crystals, if that's your jam, I would say black crystals, things that are grounding, like obsidian, tourmaline, amethyst is purple, but it's another one for empath, and rose quartz is another one that really helps nurture me. Also, whatever your body's called to, pick that stone up and buy it. It's also been said that if you wear black or carry black, you can use that as like a shield, like how I wear my glasses and I use it as a shield. You can use that color black as a shield. You can say, when I wear this, the shit ain't welcome here. There's that. Making sure your space is clear, like at home, like making sure your clutter is clear. Making sure that you are, if you feel like you need to, cleansing the space with vibrations or smudging or saging or whatever that looks like for you. Spraying aromatherapy around. Yes, Katelina, she said that's why my closet's mostly black. Yes, girl, because you're protecting yourself, sister. Yes. Do the emotional healing. Do the emotional healing, because the more you heal your fear, the more you heal your fears, your anger, your anxieties, the less likely you'll take on other people's shit. Okay? You just won't be available for it. Let's see. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about parenting as an empath. And if you're on here and you're not a parent, I want you to still listen, because some of these techniques might be used for your inner child. If your inner child's showing up and you're having trouble dealing with her, this could be something you use with her, this little piece of you, right? But like I said in the beginning, when we were kind of talking about this, when you have a child that's empathetic and like sensitive, you want to just like kind of honor what they're feeling instead of being like, God, just get over it. Just get over it. You want to kind of let them explore it. So ask them, like, how are you feeling? Or what did you feel when you were around Nana or whatever the fuck? Let them explore it. Ask them questions about it. Don't make them feel bad about it. Ask them questions so they can explore and get to know it. Something that I use with my daughter is smell the cookies. Take a deep breath. So I actually got that from when Headspace and YouTube Kids and Sesame Street like had a collaboration. They made all these little guided meditation type videos. And one of the things that we learned was smell the cookies. So act like you're smelling the cookies. It's so good, right? So now I can just tell her, now she knows, I can just be like, baby, let's take a breath. And it'll help her center herself to where we can get to a place where we can kind of process what's going on and it's not so overwhelming for her. You can teach your baby shielding. Sometimes, like my daughter's 3, so it's kind of hard to get some concepts down, but like her shielding would be like, now that she's a little bit more conscious and cognizant, I don't know. I'm going to start teaching her, like, because she likes to wear lipstick and she has these like fancy blue shoes. And so I'm going to start teaching her to like do magic with her lipstick or her shoes. Like, okay, when you wear this color, girl, can't nothing touch you. You're good. You're safe. Today when we went on the playground, I was like, put a bubble around you, baby, because no germs are allowed in your bubble. Okay. Those are the types of things you can work on with your kids. Making sure that you give them alone time, give them sacred space, give them space to be alone in their own energy, because you know what it feels like when you're always around somebody. It's too much. You're taking on too much. That's genius. We're going to be smelling the cookies all day. That's what Kimberly said. Yes, girl. Smell them cookies, girl. Seriously, we in here about to hyperventilate. We always breathe in. No, I'm just kidding. Be loving to them. Make sure this, like, if you're going to be listening to music and stuff, call in like some nature sounds. Call in some soothing tones for the background, things like that. Something else that I really work with my daughter is with percussion. Like a rattle or a drum. And the reason why drumming and rattles, they're used by shamans, because what it does is it mimics the heartbeat. So when you're hearing that percussion, it will make you feel wombed. That's a word I'd made up, but it'll make you feel wombed, held in the womb, and help you feel more space between your thoughts. It puts you in like a trance-like state, and it mimics the heartbeat. That's why it's so soothing. So rattle, I literally made this rattle out of this is sprinkles. I took the label off a little bit. Put some jasmine rice and a rose quartz in here. But if you've ever done an energy healing session with me with this rattle, you know it's powerful. So there's that. Make sure they're getting rest. Make sure they're eating whole foods, just like you. However you're taking care of you, you need to be doing for your baby. But what I wanted to talk about is you have to get kind of creative with your child. Making sure you're giving them ways to use their imagination and play to use these techniques, right? They're not going to want to sit with you and meditate, but you can make it fun for them, okay? Get their bodies moving. Oh, another thing I'll say, don't like hover your child when it's already too late. If they're already in an emotional state, you've got to, like, they're just in their emotional side of their brain. They're not going to hear you being a logical parent trying to tell them what's going on. They're just not. You have to wait till there's that little subtle shift of their emotions. That's when they move to the logical brain. Then you can talk to them. You have to learn how to observe your child and give them space to process. That's the most important thing I've learned with my kid. If you're just constant, like, as soon as she's upset, I can't go in there and tell her shit about nothing. She's like, no, F you and this world, right? I have to wait till she has this, it's a very subtle shift. She still might be crying and screaming, but there's a subtle shift where she's starting to think with her brain. When she thinks with her brain, that's when mommy can come in and talk to you and hold space for you. And if it's still too early, I'll just say, okay, well, mommy's here to hold space for you. And that's it. And I'll just hold her back or something like that. Another thing is like letting them create boundaries around your loved ones. They might be picking up energy that you don't. So trust them. If they don't want to be around somebody, trust that. Give them the power to do that for themselves. And that goes further than just energy. That just seems like safety. Oh, and as a parent, you have to be centered. You've got to figure out how to keep yourself at peace as frequently as possible. You are your baby's foundation. You are their roots. Whereas we talked about doing rooting meditations for ourselves. You are their roots until like after the age of 7. And then really even still, you still are their foundational, their safety. They're looking at you as their foundation. So if you're crumbling, so are they. So if you can try to really bring it into a priority to learn how to cultivate these tools for yourself and learn how to be rooted throughout your days and protected throughout your days, it will really help you manage your children as well. Okay, it will help them feed off of you and you feed off of them, and it creates this synergistic energy. That's really important. Having fun with your kids, yes. Play will get you out of your head any day. Get out, get down into the floor with your kids, play with your kids, get present. Get present. Ooh, there was this other visualization that I really loved that I haven't started it with Lumi yet because we haven't had an opportunity, thank God. But if their energy is high, they say you can like turn the dial down. And you can either like use their imagination and they think of the dial 0 to 10. They're at 10, they're upset. And they breathe and they turn the dial down with imagination to 0, right? When they're done with the visualization, they're supposed to feel better. If it's hard for them to visualize or imagine it, you can draw it on a piece of paper and have them like move their finger 10 to 0, okay? And it just gives them, it creates space for them. It gives them a moment to think about what's going on. It takes them from that emotional state to the logical state, those types of things. And with the drumming and the rattling, you guys, I just saw another note on it. Do it for yourself. Make yourself a rattle. Do something. Drum, clap, whatever it is. Create a rhythm. It'll make you feel better, I promise. I love it. It's primal. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. There was a lot of things in here. So with your, if you paid the minimum donation of $33, you get access to this replay. You will get it probably in your emails tomorrow. And then, like I said, the guided meditations are going to be live on YouTube as soon as they're live on YouTube, which I have it set for midnight. But there's a couple I still have to upload onto there. But you're going to get the roots. So the guided meditation to get into your roots. You're going to get a cord cutting visualization, which is really, really good stuff there. You're going to get Source's Honey, which is, I think I labeled that as like life force energy, cleansing, protect. I don't know. There's that where you pour the energy into your being so you can kind of separate anything else. I did an elements guided meditation where you just invite and sit with the elements and honor them. And I did my Reiki rattle meditation, which is special for the people that invested today. So that's going to be good. If you did not invest yet, but you're on here or you're watching something and I'll type it here. The Venmo is Chloe Dev. And for the replay and the Reiki rattle meditation, that's $33 minimum. But you whatever your heart desires. I'm going to pin this to the top. I did think, yay, Amanda, I'm so glad. I'm pretty sure there's another one in there. I just cannot think of it. Does anyone have any questions before we hop off here? I'd love to do a little bit of interaction. Is there anything or a situation that maybe you've been in that maybe you want to talk about how to get, your energy centered in it or something. Like, is there anything else here? And if there's not anything else here, just give me some love below and let me know that you're still here and that you're feeling good and all of that. I will say, like, I just saw another note that I might have missed, but a lot of times empaths numb out. We do things to numb ourselves, whether that's overeating or drugs or alcohol or sleeping all the time or turning up loud music, whatever it is that you might be doing to numb it out. I want you to see next time you feel overwhelmed, are you reaching for something? And before you reach for that thing that's not necessarily healthy for you, I want you to reach for one of these tools. I want you to try to ground down or cover yourself in source honey or whatever. I want you to try to do something for yourself on this workshop list that you made before you reach for that thing that numbs you out. I'm not saying don't reach for it because shit, sometimes you just got to. Sometimes it helps. But I'm also not going to condone your addiction here. And I just want you to feel better. I want you to feel more in control of you, right? Because you are powerful. You are so powerful. You are so gifted. You are so strong to hold the weight of this gift. You are so strong. This is a heavy gift to hold. You're feeling the world around you. Fuck. Right? Whereas someone else might just be feeling what they got going on. We feeling it all, sisters. So, give yourself that celebration. Give yourself that gratitude because you are amazing. You really are. And I want you to hone in on your gifts and use them. And I want you to be able to feel safe within your triggers and within your walk and within your shadows because you are a light being. You are the light. You don't have to be in the light. You are the fucking light. And I'm here to show you that. I'm here to show you that you can walk with all of these fragmented pieces of you as a whole masterpiece of who you are. Okay? If you're feeling called to any of that, you can always reach out to me on any social media whatsoever, chloedevin.com. I think that's all I have for today. I will say that, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. I'm going to just go hard on it. I'm just going to put all my shit on here. There's not going to be any more Facebook Lives. I'm holding true to that. And if there is a Facebook Live, I'll be directing it to YouTube. So there's that. If you stayed on here, I need you to type that you're still here because you will be eligible for the giveaway. I'm going to give away a energy healing intensive session with me. So the value is $197. So just by being on this workshop, by sharing this to your Instagram or Facebook and tagging me in it, and by making a donation, you will be in the drawing to have a free reading by me. Let's do it, right? So once I see who has stayed on here, I will end the stream here and put you in a little hat, and I'll just go ahead and draw you. Yes, you guys stayed. I love it. I don't know if I have anything else. I'm sure I will, and I'll regret it, but that's just how I work. I'm just up in the air. So I love you guys so much. I look forward to doing more things like this with you guys, more little workshops that I feel called. Yes, Kimberly. Yes, Amanda. I have you guys down in my mind. Yes, Kaylina. Doing the dishes, girl. Clean that shit. Actually, that's good for your energy, so I'm proud of you. So yeah, without further ado, and the Reiki rattle meditation that required a minimum donation, that will be in your emails. I'm not going to be putting that on YouTube. So there's that. And that will be sent out, like I said, with everything tomorrow. So thank you guys. I love you guys. This has been literally amazing. If you have any other things come up for you, you can DM me, write me. If you want to go further with your shadow work, with your traumas, with your triggers, with your wounds, reach out to me. Let's do this. Let's dive into your journey and let's get a hold of you. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And I am going to end this somehow And I hope it saves. I'm really scared it's not going to save. And if it doesn't save, you guys, don't worry. I will make your donation right. Don't worry. Okay, here we go. I'm going to end the stream. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm ending it.